Welcome, and thank you for joining us. This is Dr. Markovic with Wellness and Nutrition, here with another topic. Today's topic is going to be fats. Now, with fats, the biggest and most important thing to remember about fats in our foods is fat that we consume dietarily does not become fat in our bodies. That is a big misconception amongst dieting. Lowering your fat content will actually lower your cholesterol more than anything else. However, why that myth is perpetuated is a lot of foods that do have a lot of fat content to them also happen to have a lot of carbohydrates to them as well. It's things like potato chips and things like M&Ms and pretzels and a lot of those foods that we might enjoy, but we all know are not going to be very good for us to eat. Now, when it comes to fats are a great source of energy for a lot of us. However, not all fats are created equal. The two most important distinctions here with fats are going to be your unsaturated fats and your saturated fats. Now, really what the most important thing to know about these types of fats, your unsaturated fats will be your good fats. Those are the fats that you want to have more of in your body. Those are going to be things like olive oil, avocado, canola, things of those natures that are natural, they're produced in the world. They're going to be good, they're going to help your overall health. As opposed to saturated fats, that's what we think of as trans fats, things that are in our junk foods and cookies and cakes and a lot of the things that taste really, really good, but aren't really good for us. Now, there's a big misconception amongst fats that as long as we use olive oil when we cook our products, that it would be healthy. But keep in mind that if you heat up an unsaturated fat, you will now convert it into a saturated fat. So cooking with olive oil will actually create that fat into a bad fat, which would then potentially increase your cholesterol. Not necessarily your weight, but your cholesterol. So one of the better things to do, and what I recommend for anyone and one of my patients, is you're better off using a non-fat cooking spray and using those fats like olive oil to drizzle over your food like a dressing. That would be a lot better for you, a lot healthier, and that actually will keep you fuller for a longer period of time. The interesting thing about fats have about 9 or so calories per gram, which is significantly higher than protein and carbs, which only have 4. That's important because that means that fats keep people fuller for a longer period of time, and the fuller that you stay, the less that you're going to eat overall, and the less opportunity that you're going to have to make bad choices. But more importantly, when you do start to feel hungry, you will not be starving, but rather just have a desire to eat. When you have those types of things, it's going to limit how much you actually do overeat and reduce those urges to want to gorge on things that are really not that good for you. So fats are not necessarily something to be scared of as much as fats are part of our diet in total. The most important thing to note about that, again, is how that relates to your carbohydrate intake. If you have a food that is high in fat but low in carbohydrate, and that is an unsaturated fat, that would be a good product for you. Examples of that would be things like nuts and seeds and peanuts and peanut butter and a lot of those types of products that we might conceive as not being that healthy for us, but they are quite good. A great late night snack would be something like a nuts and peanuts and things of those natures, or a parfait with things like yogurt that have a lot of natural fats to them that are quite good for you. So do not be afraid of fats. They're not going to put any weight on your body in and of itself, as much as those excess fats lead to increased cholesterol. Do not be afraid of them. Have them part of your diet. Lastly, when you have foods that are on the low-fat variety, you're going to see them on the shelves. They're going to say low-fat or heart-healthy or something along those lines. Be careful with those products. When you lower the fat content of most foods, the way that they can still maintain that taste is by increasing those carbohydrates. And as we talked previously, if you have excess carbohydrates, that gives you excess possibility to have more weight on your body. Because if you don't work off that energy, that fuel that you're putting into your body, like we've been talking about, then ultimately what will happen is it will become weight on our bodies, which is what we're not necessarily trying to go for on purpose. So keep in mind, your unsaturated fats, again, are going to be your good fats. You want to have more of those and just help mitigate the amount of saturated fats in your diet. That concludes today's video for Wellness and Nutrition with Dr. Markovic. And as always, be well and be well to each other.